Next, I want to welcome Councillor Scott McKeen, who is our City Councillor here for Ward 6, right in the centre of Edmonton, as he says, in Edmonton's heart. A former journalist, Councillor McKeen is also a lifelong supporter of the arts and of community organisations such as the Edmonton Mennonite Centre for Newcomers. He leads City Council's Mental Health and Urban Isolation Initiative. Councillor McKeen.
Thank you, Bridget. It is disquieting to be here, to have to be at an event like this, but I want to thank the organizers and Hate Free YEG for bringing us together today. I want to talk a little bit about what City Council has done in recent weeks in and around this issue. First of all, we passed an access without fear policy, which allows people who are on precarious immigration status to access some basic city services like transit and recreation centers. And their advocates appeared before us and they argued that it wasn't a huge step, but it was a strong symbolic step for our newcomer communities to let these folks know that they can live among us without fear. And, you know, I was talking to the chief of police about it later, and he said they almost never have any issues around people with precarious immigration status. So myths get built and anger builds because of this. And I can tell you some of the email that we received after we passed the Access Without Fear policy, and in particular one of my female colleagues received, was appalling. It was just simply appalling. But we did it, and we did it almost unanimously. We also confirmed recently Council's commitment to an anti-racism advisory committee. And so we'll have a group of people go off and bring back terms of reference and recommendations on the makeup of that. And I sponsored the motion that brought this forward, and it came out of frustration because I'd met with a number of people in various cultural communities, and we were talking about racism, and I had no answer. And we all were sort of shaking our head, what can we do? So the idea to the Anti-Racism Advisory Committee is they will be out and about talking to people across the city and bringing back recommendations on what we can do. Reach Edmonton has its own initiative around racism. The province of Alberta, congratulations to them, has their own. But I think we need to come at this at so many different angles to be the city that we aspire to be. I just want to say we have a lot of work to do. That's the point here, and I think we have to, someone like me, who is a handsome but white privileged man, we have to be humble. We have to be willing to listen. We don't have all the answers in government, and we require support and ideas and energy and passion for people like you to help us with these issues. I will never acknowledge, I refuse to acknowledge the names of these hate groups. These frustrated, bitter young men who form these groups. They don't understand that diversity is our strength. Curiosity and compassion is how we approach people who come to our city from other parts of the world, who bring such color and vibrancy and talent to our city, who make our city so much stronger. We are with you. City Council is with you, and we are open-hearted, open-armed, and open to all your ideas. Please know that. Your city councilors, your mayor, and the vast majority of Edmontonians just want to approach this with kindness and hospitality and humility. Hate seems to be a growing movement, but I don't believe that. I think it's rare that when we see hate. We must always be vigilant and ready to stand up for our good friends and neighbors in diverse cultural and faith communities. Hi. Salam alaikum. Sheshe. Thank you. So, your role in this is when I say in Edmonton, Alberta's capital city, you have to shout and applaud really loud. That's your role. Ready? Everybody pumped and ready? Whereas acts of hate threaten the well-being of communities by eroding the values of respect, multiculturalism, equality, and diversity. And whereas Edmonton strives to be a welcoming and uplifting city where individuals and families of all genders, races, ethnicities, faiths, and cultural backgrounds can thrive. And whereas all Edmontonians are encouraged to speak up and stand together to end hate in our city. And whereas the City of Edmonton is proud of its diversity and is committed to building healthier, safer, and more inclusive communities, therefore I, Scott McKeen, on behalf of Mayor Don Iveson, do hereby proclaim September 30th, 2018, Hate-Free Day in Edmonton, Alberta's capital city. You did well. Thank you.